Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of MOVIEFILE. And look who we got back with us. It's Bex Trista from Trista Bytes.
Sorry.
and it's me, of course, Michael Burhan, and we're reviewing a movie. I don't know if you could take our subtlety. I think it's very subtle. Yeah, it's Deadpool 2.
Yeah. They probably read the title, dude. This video's got a title.
Yes.
That's why they're here.
By the way, this video contains spoilers. I didn't say that in the previous take, I'm saying that in this take. So this is probably the take you guys are going to be watching, so there we go. The funny thing about this was, I enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed it a lot. But the one thing that came out of this movie that, if you're in it to look for like story and structure and Infinity War type angles, you're going to the wrong movie. It's a Ryan Reynolds movie in all sense and purposes, and it's also a Deadpool movie, because if you know Deadpool in the comic books, you know he's a fourth wall breaking Joker of the Marvel Universe, and this is exactly what it is. They've taken everything from the first movie and amped it up by like 1,000,000%.
Yeah, definitely. And the plot they didn't really care about plot in the first movie that much. They don't care about plot that much in this one. So in the first one they just had quite a small plot, partly due to budget constraints, but also because that works really well for Deadpool. He isn't really the sort of guy that gives a crap about saving the entire universe, so they don't make him save the universe. They make him just go and kill a single person, or go and get revenge on the death of a single person, because that's all he really cares about. He's pretty much nearly immortal, and he knows he's a fictional character, so if you expect his motivations to be exceedingly like pure and superhero-y and things, then again, in the wrong movie. But they kind of just like even took it further with this one, because the movie of the second film matters so little that they just retcon half the events in it that were serious at the end of the film anyway.
Yes.
So,
we'll go more into that in a bit, actually. And they've taken a lot as well from the Despicable Deadpool run that's been happening recently, of him being kind of the self-loathing Wade Wilson character. The first half of the movie is literally him and his MacGuffin of a girlfriend. See, you think that sounds dirty. That isn't dirty. A MacGuffin is literally where you take something, for those who don't know, if you've never actually studied this.
Free language lessons with a nerd genius in the middle of a Deadpool review.
A MacGuffin is when you take something and then you replace it with something else, and it's the same effect. There's no like change in it whatsoever. Like that unobtainium in Avatar. Thank you, James Cameron.
So how else would we know it was hard to obtain?
Oh Lord, this is. By the way, this is going to be like this for a while now. So if we go into that, you've got the MacGuffin situation happens with his girlfriend, which doesn't matter whatsoever. It's just there to drive the plot along. She's kind of like the Mistress Death of this movie, in a sense, yeah. Ish. It's basically where she's in the other world, he wants to be with her, he basically wants to kill himself, he's tried killing himself over and over again, and he's like literally self-loathing, to the point where it affects everybody else around him. He comes Josh Brolin, aka Cable in this, aka Thanos. They make a Thanos reference in there just like they did in the trailer. It was hilarious.
It was good, actually. I was surprised how many references they had to other comic books without getting sued.
Yeah. Like
that was a lot.
Like the most notable one was, "You're so dark."
Are you sure you're not from the DC universe?
Reference after reference after reference. The jokes are plentiful in this.
Yeah.
Some don't really do very well at justifying themselves and hitting the mark. Others are pretty hilarious. Like, what's one of your favourite ones?
Domino, when they're saying like, "Is luck really a superpower?" I can't imagine that being very cinematic, and she's just walking through all the cars flying and the bullets flying, and it's like super cool. So it's like some of those things I like. There are a few other points where you just say, "Oh, big CGI fight scene," and I'd be like, that you're just stating a fact now, that's not really a joke. The fact you know it's CGI it's not that funny. But there were some really, really good jokes in there as well. They tried to throw in so many jokes. I think they possibly kept some that weren't quite up to standard, but there were a few others that were amazing. I think the best joke is where they're talking about Domino and they're saying, "Luck, who came up with luck as a superpower? Probably somebody that can't draw feet." And that, if you're a comic book fan, is a reference, of course, to Rob Liefeld, who created the Deadpool characters. And that's just seriously cool. That's just the funniest thing that's made me laugh the most, compared to the thing that made me laugh the least, which is what made you laugh the most.
Yes.
It's the doubling down on the baby arms joke, which I didn't like in the first movie. I don't like that joke. That's cringe humour. I didn't like it. And changing it this time and doubling down, and I
was in hysterics. I was literally
like
watching
this.
it. They were going on about the baby penis, the baby legs, the baby ass, and I was dying. It's also kind of I felt like it was a little reference to Rick and Morty as well at the same time.
See, I've not seen Rick and Morty, so I might.
There's an episode where there's like trans-dimensional TV, and it's got like this show called Baby Legs, and it's Baby Legs. We're partnering you up with a guy called Straight Legs, and Straight Legs has to help Baby Legs, and Baby Legs is like, I'm gonna chase after the perp. And he like walks like a baby.
You're not selling Rick and Morty to me at this point. I have
You should watch it. It's hilarious.
If you want to sell a show to me, that's not how to do it.
Well, still, but that breaks the fourth wall as well, pretty much. But yeah, the whole kind of joke on that, I found it funny. I was laughing my ass off. She was looking embarrassed at the same time.
Pretending I didn't know you.
Yes, pretending that she didn't know me, even though the entire cinema was laughing at this.
Yeah, it was basically the whole cinema laughing, except for me, who was just sitting there like, what?
Yeah, I was like checking at you, just sitting there like, going, But that was the thing that made me laugh. A lot of the movie itself made me laugh, like the quips and everything that came from it. You can tell Ryan Reynolds, who's actually credited as a screenwriter on this, wrote the majority of the jokes. Which was...
I'd like to know how much was ad-libbed, because some of the awesome stuff he did in the movie that shall not be named that they destroyed at the end of this film when he goes back in time, gets rid of the mouth sewn shut Wolverine's version of himself. The only good bits in that film were his ad-libbing, were his Deadpool kind of like quips. So I'd like to know how much he'd let people just kind of bounce and play, because like the chemistry felt pretty natural and pretty kind of organic between everyone in this, and Cable just playing it so straight, and everyone's just being ridiculous around him. Like, that man's got some skills.
Yeah, I just love the fact that he continuously calls Wade an asshole, and like he literally takes shots at Wade constantly, to the fact where he ends up saving Wade's life because of the fact that he's kind of, even though Deadpool says he's too short compared to the comics. Yes. and also the diatribe that comes from Deadpool, like there's a scene where he's supposed to be dead. See? Bunny has a back. That he's supposed to be dead, and he ends up basically doing this like 10-minute dialogue.
Like an Oscar. Does he mention the Oscars or something in it as well?
And he's trying to like tell everybody how much he loves them and stuff as well.
I thought he was going to start quoting Doctor Who or something at that point. Yeah. He was going to start doing or other famous lines of people passing away. Like I thought he was going to start doing Star Trek references and Shakespeare references and things.
It was very David Tennant-esque, and I still don't like the David Tennant Doctor Who episode. So yeah, I've mentioned this before. We don't need to go into it. But the fact is, he's dying. Cable saves him, and then they do this whole weird thing. Where he travels back, and not just travels back in time and saves people, he goes into different movies and also kills himself in a meta way.
He kills himself when he gets it's him holding the Green Lantern bit, and he's like, "You're gonna be famous, son."
It's like, you hit the big time, finally. It's like bang, it's like blood all over the script. And I couldn't, like that X-Men Origins Wolverine bit, I literally couldn't hold my shit together.
That was that was good. That was a super good like mid-credit scene. Because there wasn't one at the very end.
No.
If you're watching this, despite the fact it's got spoilers in, but you haven't actually seen it and you're still going to go and watch it, you don't have to watch to the very end of the credits. What did that guy shout out at the very end? He was like, "You suck" or something right after, because there was no after credit scene, even though we'd got a really long mid-credit scene.
The mid-credits fucking sold the movie to me. Like,
was so good.
If you really don't feel like the movie itself, the mid-credit scene will just kill you. Because I was literally just dying with laughter. She couldn't hold her stuff together, which was great. It's the first time I've seen you actually lose your shit during the whole screening of that movie.
I was laughing.
Well,
not necessarily the same bits as you, because I don't laugh.
No, but at that bit you were just like
tiny
dead.
Penises. That's basically it. You laugh at tiny penises, I laugh at jokes.
Anyway.
Aren't you glad you invited me back onto this channel? No regrets whatsoever.
Yeah, but no regrets.
I gave you a t-shirt, that's like...
Yeah.
How you buy friendship, isn't it?
Yeah, she bought my friendship, and now she's just like taking it away by insulting me every chance she
It's
gets.
a good t-shirt.
It's a great t-shirt. I love this t-shirt.
That's at least like a few years worth of insults worth of t-shirts.
There's another character they also do right in the movie. I'm trying to like roll it along. The segueing. There's another character that they. Yeah, that was a smooth segue. The other character they have in this movie that they kind of fixed from X-Men Last Stand. You'll probably see it in a second.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
But this character, I didn't know how much work they put into him because I thought there was a totally new actor that they had somebody else doing the CGI capture for him. It was Ryan Reynolds.
Really?
Ryan Reynolds did the voice for Juggernaut. Yeah, I only found this out today. Thank you, Cinema Blend. But I found that out today.
I did not notice that.
It was a combination of the director who worked on it.
Right.
And Ryan Reynolds. The director did the motion capture with Ryan Reynolds, and then Ryan Reynolds did the voice, and they did some effects on the voice.
Oh, okay.
It was spot on.
That was cool.
Literally spot on.
He sounded like he reminded me so much of like the cartoon.
Yeah,
Juggernaut.
okay, Marco in the cartoon.
That's what he kind of really felt like he was kind of channeling. Was the kind of cartoon one.
And it also gave Colossus kind of a nice antagonist to bounce off of.
Yeah.
In a sense, because he was like, you know, trying to beam up. There's huge references to the X-Men movies. They even have the little bit where they have the cast of.
Oh, I like that. They tried to repeat the joke of the first film.
Yeah.
They were like, why is no one else here? And I was like, really? They're doing that again?
Yeah.
And you just see everyone in the background quietly close the door because they don't want to speak to Deadpool. And I was just like, that's actually kind of cool because it makes you feel like maybe in the first movie they were all in the mansion.
Yeah.
And just hiding from him. Although I did quite like Deadpool going around in Xavier's.
Yeah, that was great. Like in the actual chair, he's just like roving around the whole mansion, that freaking chair knocking stuff over. And it's a great thing because he plays off everything. Like they make jokes about every single X-Men movie. They make jokes about everything that's been going on in the Marvel universe. They make jokes about the actors. You know, one of the big thing if you're a big LGBTQ fan and not enough characters represented in movies, Negasonic Teenage Warhead has a girlfriend.
She was so cute.
She was so cute.
Oh my god, she was so cute.
Was
her
adorable.
Friendship with Wade was so cute.
Yeah.
As soon as they just were like, hello, I was just like, oh my god. She
was adorable.
I had hair envy, but other than that, she was lovely. I wish she'd been in the film a little bit more.
Yeah.
I do. I need to look her up because she doesn't look that familiar to me.
I think she is a character in
Is she
the
like
X-Men
Negasonic
series.
where they basically just changed her beyond recognition?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because Negasonic Teenage Warhead was basically, she was in one comic as part of, I believe, Emma Frost's bunch of mutants that she was teaching who
But
ends
her
up being
powers were
killed.
completely different
Yeah.
in the comic, if I remember right.
They
powers were
literally
completely
kill
different.
her within the first 5 minutes. So what they did was, I think Fox made a deal to get the characters' rights.
Because no one else wanted the character.
Well, that. And also they changed her up. And I wish we saw more of her in this movie. I felt like she was...
They didn't really use her powers at all. And that was one of the things that... Because they changed her powers completely from what I remember of her in the comics.
Yeah.
She was not... Like, her name was not relevant to her powers, so they made her powers relevant to her name in the first Deadpool movie, and that I was like, okay, that actually works, that's kind of cool. And then she didn't really do that much in this one. I think because they wanted to keep it quite small, because they were obviously moving between the X-Force kind of direction, they had that whole reference of him with the soot on his clothes.
There was
being
too many
thrown.
characters in this though as well, so there wasn't enough screen time for everyone, which was a shame.
Yeah.
I felt like the majority of screen time was on Wade, Colossus, Cable, and the little kid that he's...
Domino.
Oh yeah, and Domino. Well, she was in it like...
She had when she was in it, she had a lot of focus.
Yeah, she was... Yeah. And I have to admit, great character. I don't give a crap what people think about colour. It's... The actress involved, the way that she was represented, it was to a T. And it was hilarious how she kind of bounced off Wade as well.
And she was pretty Domino-like. They didn't completely change her character.
Yeah.
They just inverted her colour scheme. So, like that works fine. She still can be Domino. Like, Domino
just
can
inverted.
be any colour. So yeah, I thought she was a pretty good choice for Domino.
Just waiting for someone to take offence in the comments. why is she so racist? She's not great. She's trying to make a very good point, and I agree with you.
She can still be called Domino, but just be the other way around in colours. That doesn't really bother me. The attitude of the character was still there.
Yeah.
Like
She was perfectly done.
Her relationship with Wade was a lot more like polite than it is in the comic books. She's a lot nicer to him, like because she's actually kind of more on his team in this.
But it's funny, like every time that he says something stupid, she will point it out and also give him a bit of sarcasm at the same time, which I loved. I loved everything, everything worked. Like organically, the chemistry between everyone was great. Yeah,
definitely. Everything felt very natural. The way people bounced off each other, it all just felt like the chemistry between them was just incredibly well thought out. I'm assuming that these guys just got on really well on set. You get that feeling that they loved the film they were making. That definitely came through, that this wasn't just a paycheck for these guys. They were enjoying it. And I mean, when you bear in mind that a load of the characters just basically get killed in 100 million, how many ways to get killed in the West.
Yeah.
I've forgotten the number at the beginning of that title. They all kind of, get comically killed halfway through it, and you could just imagine that, for a lot of actors...
It's a million ways to die in the West.
Is it a million?
A million ways to die in the West, yeah.
Whatever.
Cedric Fairlane wrote and starred in that, and it was terrible. But still...
The trailer was really funny, and then that's basically all they had for the film, which was a shame because it has some real potential.
One little bit,
Yeah. But they did that kind of thing to all this team. And I can imagine a lot of actors being like, okay, so I look stupid and then I just get chopped up and then I get electrocuted and I'm gone.
They also had, if you're a wrestling fan, they had Kurgan from The Oddities was in this. He's been making his way in Hollywood and doing his little things. He was playing one of the bad guys in there as well.
Was Brad Pitt being the invisible dude?
Yes! It was Brad Pitt. I just
an invisible man that never speaks.
That was a weird cameo.
Why not? I think he just does things because they're cool.
Yeah, really. It was hilarious.
The little cameos were cool. People just pop up.
There's a great thing where they put X-Force together, and you got Shatterstar, who's everyone wants to see him fight. They wanted to see all these guys do their thing and beat each other up and try and save this kid. I was so shocked. From the trailer, you're thinking, this is going to be a real team. Nope. First incarnation of X-Force, everybody dies in the weirdest ways possible.
It works. It was so Deadpool though. It just works. And considering Deadpool's kind of body count being that he's killed the Marvel Universe twice. It's twice, right?
Yeah,
twice. And he'll probably do it a third time. And he's not a very reliable leader. He's not supposed to be in charge of this kind of shit. This is not what he's good at. So for me, it worked incredibly well that he poorly set up a team and then he just got everyone killed, apart from Domino, because she obviously has luck on her side to the point where even with Deadpool in charge, she can still get the job done. So that just worked really well. And her reaction as well, where he was just like, everyone's dead, and she's just like, everyone? Seriously? He's like, yeah! And that worked just really well because she was being the kind of sarcastic straight person to Deadpool's silly, and Cable was being the serious straight person that no one kind of could
He was being a bit of a male chauvinist as well, where he was like, all the men are gone, maybe you should wait for me, I'm going to come and save you. It was like, oh my god. But it worked for the comedic humour that it had. If you're looking for a great big bowl of fun, this is what this movie was. Forget about the story. Don't come in thinking that you're going to see a cinematic masterpiece, because it is not that. But
they'd be doing it wrong if it was.
Yeah, it's pretty much reminds me of his earlier movies like Van Wilder, just because it was so super freaking funny. And yes, Van Wilder had balls jokes in it, so that comes hand in hand with the baby penis joke. So, I love your cringy face, just sitting there.
I'm just going to turn you into a GIF saying baby penis now and share that on the internet.
I think she should. Just have it on Facebook. I'll probably get popular by that, baby penis. So
keep saying it, that'll make it better. Try and make me feel awkward because I said Domino's colour scheme was inverted and you're talking about I know which one of us is going to do worse in the legal...
Well, we'll see in the comment section who gets slagged off the most, from this. I think I probably will, just because it literally is about bag full of fun. I can't say enough good things about this movie. Would I probably see a second viewing of it? Yes, if it was with a group of people, because it's funny. That's where you experience movies like this. Yeah. It's like kind of American Pie-esque in a sense, where you're there for the jokes. You're not there to.
I hate that movie. Don't compare this movie to that movie.
Okay, go back to Van Wilder then. Very much like or Waiting, like movies like that where you're there for the jokes. You're not there for anything else. For me, I can't wait to see the X-Force movie and see what they do with that. If it's going to be more
I was
gritty.
hoping they were going X-Force direction. I was really hoping.
But that's apparently going to be the third movie in this Deadpool films. Apparently there's going to be more Deadpool movies, even though Ryan Reynolds kind of disputes that and he's worried because of the Disney buyout. But it was great. I loved it. I enjoyed it. For what it was, it really sets the tone. And it's constant as well. It was very, very consistent in terms of what you were expecting, unlike like a lot of other movies that you come in, aka Justice League, where you end up being sorely disappointed, or you sit there and go, well, it was better in the Snyder Cut. This one is just pretty much what it was. It doesn't like bear any bones about it. It literally tells you, this is a comedy, this is what we're doing, and it was completely hilarious. And I can't wait for the sequel. I can't wait for X-Force. So this is the part where we give it a rating. So I'm going to give it a rating, and she's going to probably laugh at me when I do it. In terms of ratings, I will give this a very solid 3, in a sense.
That's less than you gave Infinity War.
Less than I gave Infinity War.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
For the comedy, it was spectacular. For what it was supposed to do, it was spectacular. But at the same time, with constant viewings, it's probably not going to be something that I will view, again and again. But that's the same to be said with the first movie. So, you can't say much more than that. But it is, I would say, go to the cinema and watch it, because I think the gags would hit better and you'll have a lot more people laughing with you, if there's a group of you at least. If you're waiting to get it on Blu-ray and DVD, make sure you do it with a group of friends, because I think you'll freaking laugh your socks off. And I can't wait to see what else they do with the character, because there's loads of things they could do right now. And Josh Brolin, they're not paying you enough, buddy, seriously. They're not paying him enough at all. Yeah. What about you?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good fun. I thought some of the romance things were a little bit too serious and a little bit dragged out, but the comedy bits, most of them, apart from even when the few jokes I didn't like, apart from the one with the legs, etc. Apart from that one, the rest of the jokes I didn't like were like 2 seconds of my time. They weren't exactly something that got in the way of the narrative as it stands. And I thought it was great fun. It was a good laugh. I definitely enjoyed having Cable, having Domino, having Juggernaut, because I was just like, oh my god, that's Juggernaut, that's brilliant. He just comes out of nowhere in it, and that's awesome. I think it's got a reasonable amount more rewatchability for me than Infinity War. I preferred this to Infinity War, so that's why I was quite surprised.
Wow, I couldn't be the reason why I liked Infinity War better, and I'll say that, is because the use of the ensemble characters was done a lot more. There was a lot more stories being built. As a story, Infinity War works better than Deadpool does. But
Deadpool's not supposed to work
exactly.
as a story.
You're not there for the story. You're there for the comedy.
Yeah.
It's literally like having your own stand-up special, basically. It's there. It's great. It's fun to watch. And it's consistent as well, which is, you don't usually get that with superhero movies. Like, they usually tend to kind of erode.
Yeah. Well, it's very much, Ryan Reynolds has got his vision for this, and he loves Deadpool, and that shows so much. And I enjoyed it. I don't usually give ratings, but I'll say 4.2.
4.2, wow.
Not at all, because that's the number you gave Infinity War, and I just want us to be opposite on this one. But I thought it was great fun, and it's Deadpool, and clearly.
Yes, we were both marking out right now.
Deadpool is good.
And I've got to give compliments to you for buying me this. You bought me this.
Only the finest Primark for you.
Yes, only the finest Primark. But I really awkwardly don't accept gifts from people most of the time, but I have to admit, it means a lot. Just particularly because you got me a t-shirt. It's like, seriously, I have no idea. I feel awkward when people buy me stuff. But yeah, that's great. What do you think of the movie? Tell me your comments below. Let us know exactly how you feel.
Who do you agree with? Is the baby arms and the baby legs jokes terrible, or are they brilliant?
I just
vote with one or the other.
I'm the worst when it comes to humour. I find everything and anything funny. So
Let us know. What do you prefer? Which one
Yes.
of us is right?
Most people are going to side with you. You know this, right?
It's a comments fight to the death. The loser.
Bring your swords. Bring your guns. Please don't bring an actual gunfight because you'll just get shot in the head.
Unless you're Deadpool.
Yeah, unless you're Deadpool. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is with Michael Burhan, of course, with Bex Trista from Trista Bytes. Do you want to let everyone know where to find you?
I probably should. I never do that.
No.
Hi, I'm Bex Trista. I'm from Trista Bytes. There'll probably be a link to me somewhere on this page. I don't know. It depends how much I've pissed him off with all the things I've said in this video when he goes through and edits it. I make other videos to do with indie comics, indie games, movie reviews, and stuff.
Yes, and she's lending her person to me on this channel. That sounds really creepy. Anyway,
I'm not actually here. I'm a hologram.
she's a hologram. She's basically... she green screened herself onto this couch. So that's pretty much it from us, guys. Let us know what you think, as always. And this has been Michael Burhan for Bex Trista, of course, letting you know that this has been MOVIEFILE, and we will see you again at the movies.
Are we done?
Yes, we're done.
Cool, can we,
That's what she said.